Hello everybody, and welcome back to Wargroove 2. Firstly, I just want to apologise, it has been a very long time. I did warn you at the last that it might be long, but it's been longer than even I expected. I was busy at work literally all of last week, apart from the day I released the episode, and while I haven't been at work the first 2 days of this week, I just needed to take a break to relax because it was very full on. So I'm back. I'm not going to make promises that the episodes will be daily still, but you'll hopefully be getting more than one a week again. Yay. Anyway, so in the last episode, if you need a quick recap, I know I did, so I went and had a look at it. We raided a resort town as the pirates and learned a bit about that they're looking for a map to something. Don't think we knew what it was yet. Also, they picked up Wolfar because Wolfar was out here like celebrating his wife's life, I guess. You know, this is where she was. I was gonna say grown. That's definitely not right. This is where she was born. And when he met the captain Nadia, he fainted because she looks like Aaliyah. Now, I'm hoping we get some more elaboration on that in the next one. Something tells me this is going to be the start of Act 2, so let's get going. I was right. Act 2, Mission 1, King's Cove. Firebird and the Oracle. Showdown at sea. Wolfar learns about Captain Firebird's sworn enemy. Interesting. It's a long mission title. Hey, you're up. That was a nasty fall. You shook the whole ship.
Huh?
Where is she? Rachel! Where is she? Rachel! Sorry. Captain say something to spook you? Captain.
Aki.
How's Izumi doing with the treasure map? The map? I haven't heard. Then go ask. Of course, Captain. Take it easy, big guy. Sorry for all the trouble. It's just... you look so much like someone I cared about. Someone close. Aaliyah. You knew her? Knew? Who are you? I can't do their voices, it's been too long, I'm sorry. Why are you here?
Why?
Why now? We're so close. I've come just hoping to see the islands for myself. Seeing Aaliyah's home with my own two eyes. Didn't want any more than that. Right, I can say I upset you. It was not my intention. I'll be out of here.
Wolfar!
Wolfar. You've got to be kidding me. It's not actually Aaliyah, is it? Captain! Captain! Come, quick. It's the Oracle. What does she want?
Let's go.
You want to know about Aaliyah's home? Come on. You should see this. Firebird! Don't just keep me waiting out here. It's the Oracle. We've finally caught up to her. Ah, we have an audience today. I predict you're in for a wonderful treat. The death of the dread Captain Firebird. Literally a Skyrider. I don't want to hear it. Oracle, me old nemesis. I thought you'd retired. You're old enough, ain't you? Okay, yeah, you kind of deserve that one.
Huh?
She did not take half a health in damage from that. That is a lie. Ah, so we're playing dirty today. Yes, I expect to be positively filthy by the time I'm done with you. Should we intervene? Hold on, cadet. Let's see how this plays out. Hear that, Firewood? You're boring our fans. Why don't we spice things up? Meet my latest creation. Douglas Digwell Bunus. I've literally already made one of these. These aren't new. Stole this. Douglas Digwell? Fancy name for a hunk of junk. That's my son, you wench! Dougie Doodle, darling. The lady in the ugly headband wants to play with you. Lady play with Doug?
A captain always goes down with his ship.
Nah, she's not dead. Captain! Let's go. We've wasted enough time here. So it was foretold. So it is done. Nah, she's not actually dead. I mean, obviously there's still a campaign. Yeah. Psych, a lived bitch. Are they gone? Yes, yes, you sold it beautifully, darling.
What?
What? The trickery. Of course they're not actually nemesis. They're pirates. Pirates aren't going to fight each other. Oh, is that teal-haired gentleman new? Just picked him up yesterday. He's green as can be. Yeah, you don't say. How about we have a match then, while you get him caught up? You're around. Oh, Jesus. Spawn an armada out of nowhere. What'll be the rules for today, Nadia? First 20 kills? Marvellous. How about we sweeten the pot as well? If one of your units reaches this spot, I'll give you a bonus prize. It's as good as ours. I won't go easy on you. Be the first to that's an interesting victory condition. Reach the bonus area, prevent the Oracle from scoring 10 points. Well, I'm decently good at keeping my units alive, so I guess we'll see. What item do they have? Reduces incoming damage by 50. Interesting. But they can still only really attack air units. Then again, apart from my harpoon ships, I don't really have a good way of dealing with them. So I suppose that makes sense. Why do I have so many, like, infantry units? I get it, they're ranged, but it's still not going to be that helpful. Do we have a barge? We gotta have a barge somewhere. No, okay, so the thing that we don't have a barge, so the thing that we have to get into the bonus area is one of our harpies. Shouldn't be too hard, to be fair. Once we take out that harpoon ship, our harpies are pretty much free. Not literally. Can I attack the harpy from here? No, it's literally just here. How are harpoon ships? Have they been changed at all? 2 to 4 range. They've got more movement than they used to, which is nice. That's an increased minimum range, I think. Yeah, increased minimum range. Take care of these things nice and quick. Oh, units respawn. That's the gimmick. Right, that makes a lot of sense. Is this it? That's just a river. Or not a river. It's a beach. So you're not actually getting kills here, you know. Makes sense. Bring Nadia around here. Where is that warship going to be able to shoot? Ah. Almost anywhere I'd want to move to. Great. That's good. Let's check. Yeah, okay. Bring the riverboats along here. You go that way. Right, check the harpoon ship's range. Harpoon ship is the enemy's main anti-air now. Obviously these guys also, but less so. And obviously their commander, actually, yeah, probably remember them. Considering the only unit I'm realistically going to be able to get into the end goal, I could get land units in if I can fight my way through well enough. So we'll have to play fairly defensively. But it's not too much of an issue. And this warship's going to support the push to kill the giant. sure how much I trust this. It's an interesting gimmick for a map. The warship can only attack ground units, gotta remember that. I didn't understand. What is all this? So, first things first, we're not pirates. We're not after gold or glory. What we want is greater than any of us. The Saffron Isles themselves. Freedom for the Saffron Isles. I am all for it. Vive la Revolution. Oh yeah, right, I forgot that Musketeers can attack boats. That was really stupid. Harpoon ships still don't do much to actual ships, that's good. What, they get to act straight away? They would... What? That's bullshit. I don't mean to sound crass, but our two-haired friend, he doesn't look like he's from around here. How much do you know about the islands? Not much, I'm afraid. Only that the heaven song rules over him. That and my wife hailed from here. Nadja is Aaliyah. I can't fucking believe it. So I swear it said that wasn't in range of the warship, but I guess it was. Wait, why can the turtle attack back? Wait, no, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Why am I taking retaliation damage from that? I love it, it's stupid, but why? Okay, well, you're stupid. Just out of range, and he's covering with the goddamn idiots. Oh right, yeah, can only attack the first thing in range. I forgot. Between them, my two range units should be able to take out that guy. So do these guys respawn, or is it just the harpies? They respawn over there. Do all of her units respawn on the left? Because that makes the left front a lot harder to hold if so. Since losing units is non-fatal, I'm not as fussed. But if I can get a decisive lead early on, it will help me greatly. Unfortunately, taking out their commander is going to be difficult. And yeah, knowing that they can act right off the rip means that this side's basically lost. I'm going to pull other things back from here. I should have done that already, to be fair. I'll leave the turtle up here. The turtle's the bait. Hopefully they take it. Sorry, turtle. But yeah, now I know all of their stuff seems to respawn on this side. Why? I don't get it. I know that turtles can attack off of beaches, but that doesn't feel right. That feels so incredibly wrong. I cannot express to you how wrong that feels. Oh, and their land units respawn over here. Come on, game. Come on. Deal some damage to the Oracle. They had to give him a heavy chest, or give her, sorry, a heavy chest plate. Like, there was no way they could have not do it, because otherwise harpoon ships would just tear him up. What? I'm sorry, it even looks like a her. I don't know why I'm insisting on calling them a he. Evidently I am just incredibly sexist. Ah, so if I don't attack from a beach, I can't be attacked back. That makes sense. It's an interesting facet of naval combat that it's so much easier for other units to actually attack now. If I just move this guy instead of attacking straight away with him. Warships really have been neutered. I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but no. They are not in a good place. Jesus, and merfolk do good damage to turtles now. Like a turtle can still do a lot of damage at 40% health, but it's annoying that this warship's still full health. I haven't been able to push through to get to it. What do I still have to use? Oh, there's one riverboat. The Heaven Song Empire's laid claim to these isles for 100 years. You think they just found them here? Their emperor came here with his warships, gunned down our monarch, and then swooped in to save us from lawlessness. Not Cherrystone or any other peace-loving kingdom did a thing about it. Huh. At least the Emperor got his just desserts in the end. Fell King Casper saw to that. Heaven Song's still scared of skulls and bones to this day. That's probably why their golems are giant skull and bones, if I was to have to guess. Ow. I hope Nadja can respawn as well. Yeah, there goes my RPs. It's fine, I know I'm going to take several losses in this turn. Made a sacrificial play with a lot of my units. Again, their units being able to act off of respawn is sort of yes. What? He's spawn camping me. This is some bullshit. I'm getting spawn camped. Still gonna do a lot. Like I said, a 40% health one is still pretty strong. Thank God they're not interested in attacking Nadia, I guess. Turtles match up better against each other now, at least. Yeah, that's fine. I'm surprised that Harvey's still alive. Wait, and then he respawns there. What? What determines where they respawn? I'm being spawn camped. This is so unfair. Okay, this is going to be more difficult than I thought. Alas, take down one emperor, another simply arises.
Empress Tenri.
She's had decades to answer for her father's crimes. We know where she stands. I already knew that the fucking pirates and to some extent the outlaws and to some extent the pirates were going to be the good guys, but I'm very happy with how this one plays out. Kill that. Oh, you're over a mountain there. Yeah, okay, do that. I can't believe I got spawn camped like that. It's so bullshit. But I need to get in and take down that warship. He's lighting me up. I don't think I can escape its range. Yeah, I think so. So I could get in there and do that, but we wouldn't actually deal that much damage. Where's my turtle on this side? Did I lose it? No, it's right here. God, that ability to swim through enemy units on the turtles is so good. You blockade me? Fools, I blockade you. I don't really blockade you, but you know what I mean. The warship's so good against me, and the harpoon ships I have that are meant to be good against my enemy's commander are just busy having to deal with other things. Yeah, I can't get them over there, no matter how much I try. Alas. Hey, you want to spawn camp me? I'll spawn camp you right there, asshole. Hey, that's enough to knock him out. Yay for critical hits. I forgot that they crit on a reef. I'm glad I remembered that. Okay, at least the commanders also respawn. My cape! That's good to know. Still, it's a long journey to get a unit up here. We can't really afford for Nadia to die. Deals 14, okay. How much ammo do you have? 2 shots still. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't take prisoners.
Although he'll just come back. Like, this is why I'm pretty much convinced you have to get a flying unit into the bonus zone. Okay, wait, no. He spawned over there. Oopsie. Halfway there already. Maybe you should retire. I love the dynamic that these guys have. I just moved that into harpoon ship range, I'm almost certain. I mean, to be fair, there's not much I can do to avoid that. You know, I should have attacked from below. He just respawns that. Come on, man. That's some bullshit and you know it, game. How am I meant? It has to be an air unit. There's no way I get anything else into the bonus zone. And with the enemy's hero respawning up here, and the harpoon ship still being alive because it's very hard to deal with anything else. Warship more. Hopefully I've weakened it enough that it can't do a lot. It is still critting, so it could probably still do a mean number if it stays there. I do like that the merfolk are also into this piracy. I think I want to kill the warship. If I want to actually get to the bonus zone, I just want to weaken enemy units enough. Oh, I didn't mean to click wait on that. So we're taking the islands back. That's the long and short of it. Us pirates are mostly a distraction. All the work of getting public support, making secret treaties with other countries, forming a government. All that's happening off stage. You don't think that the allies are instead the allies of the Faerie are instead the people of the Saffron Isles? No, there's no way. It has to be Heaven Song still. We just need to wear we just get to wear costumes and waste the Empire's money. We've got about a dozen pirate crews picking fights with the Navy, raiding colonial resort towns, biding our time till the day we take the capital and kick Song out. I'm all for it. Yeah, Nadia's toast. There's no way. There's too many things on this attack.
A captain always goes down with his
Definitely
ship.
a temporary setback. Where does she respawn? All the way back there. Sick. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm giving up. This shit's impossible. I think I'm gonna struggle to win this fight, to be honest, let alone do it in a manner that... Oh, that was a crit. I was like, why does that do so much damage? Oh, whoops, I made my merfolk vulnerable to the warship. Will crit, so the retaliation's actually pretty strong, yeah. The two bonus objectives of this mission make you play in two completely different ways. You have to be very aggressive if you're trying to get to the bonus zone, and you have to be very defensive if you're trying not to get 10 units killed. And unfortunately for me, I tried to do both, and therefore I'm going to get neither. So this might be the first one in a while where I just get 1 star. I mean, it's a difficult mission to do that on, especially because of the recent units gimmick. Don't like that they get to act, especially because if they kill their own units on my turn, they just get them back on their next turn anyway, and if I kill them, they also get them back on their next turn anyway. It's bullshit. They just healed that riverboat, is basically what they did there. And my harpoon ship for the right side respawned on the left. This just seems a little bit unfair. Now Nadja's basically guaranteed to have to go and fight Dougie over here. Sure, fuck it, why not? Gotta reload on the next turn, but at least we can take this out. Because we start first in a back and forth fight, we're obviously gonna win. Who's there in the lead? You know, I'm starting to think you're not actually psychic. We'll see who has the last laugh. I do like that these guys are such good friends though. And that they're basically playing, I don't know, air hockey. Air hockey? What the hell? Airsoft. Wait, why do the merfolk even respawn on land? That's so bullshit. I can't do anything with this merfolk. See ya. Respawn in warship distance, pal. Doesn't help that riverboats are just pathetic. Thank you, riverboat, for existing. That's the nicest thing I can say about you. This one to finish off the weakened one. There we go. might be able to win this turn, and if we do, that's good. If we're going to win this turn, I need to figure it out. I need to kill 3 more things. This warship is pretty easy to kill. I can use the harpoon ship to get another kill. This guy's pretty useless. But wait, hang on. 59 plus 31 is not quite enough. What about over here? 20 and 53. Yeah, that'll be enough. So these two get the second kill. Okay, we've got enough. We can win. It'll let us win and get the objective for not letting her score above 10, which is all we really need. I get 1 bonus objective. I'm happy with it. Where do I have to go to actually attack this? Up here? Okay. It's a shame I couldn't get anything in the bonus zone, but that's really difficult to get to, honestly, especially because you've got to get your land unit or your air unit up there, and realistically it's going to be an air unit. There we go, easy peasy. And that's game. Oh, fortune is such a fickle mistress. Well, this has been fun, but I'm not just here for leisure. I've news from Resistance HQ. Your crew's mission is the last one before we take on the capital. Have you found it yet? The treasure? We're working on it.
Huh? The Empire.
Hemsong stole something given to
everything
us
from
years
us.
ago. You know, besides the entire archipelago, we just found a map when we picked you up. A map to our stolen treasure. That I don't trust this. I'm pretty sure the treasure is some Heavensong, or the Heavensong cacophony tech. Do not trust. It'll raise everyone's morale if we can find it. Good news and bad news about the treasure map, Captain. I can't crack the code, but I know where we can get a cipher to decode it.
Huh?
Where exactly? At my old job, a naval base. Ooh, is this a heist? And you intend to wear that?
What?
What are you getting at? Nothing, nothing. Nadja. Doug's King Casper Day costume shrunk in the wash the other week. It might be small enough to fit you know who. How the what size is Doug actually? What the hell? What's she telling you? Well, this has been lovely. Bye bye now. Ta-ta. May fortune smile upon you all. Alright, Izumi, which base are we headed to? Hey, don't mind Nadja. She's got a lot on her mind these days. She'll warm up to you soon enough. There's no way she's actually Aaliyah, right? There's no way. I refuse to believe it. You unlock lore for the Pirate Skyrider unit, the Tale of Yendi. Unlock lore for most pirate units. We've got a lot of reading to do then. I'm glad they finally get their own faction though. Janjak and Roni. He meets Janjak at the tea house, their usual spot when the day's labour is done. Janjak sits down a heavy burlap tool sack, takes a big drink and stares out the window as the setting sun paints golden the bare arm of the island reaching into the bay. All this was ours once. Something is different with it today. Janjak nods to the burlap sack under the table. Roniel watches as he opens its flap, revealing a glint of sharp metal, a cutlass, and beneath it, a black helmet with a carved ivory skull. Roniel's eyes widen as his friend leans in and lowers his voice. Ours once, and ours once more. But we haven't seen a Roni yet, right? Also, I've just realised, now I understand why Janjak was getting on to, what do you call it? The other one, I can't remember his name. Aki? Something like that. The reason that Janjak was getting onto Aki was because he needed to keep up the act of them being pirates. That's so clever. That's a great little detail. I love it. Okay, let's keep going. Spearfisher. Ooh, we got more lore for this one. When Masako finishes her colonial guard duty for the day, she sneaks off to the Serpent Island to fish with Rosalind and her family. Well, Masako's Heavensong spear and training is no match for the nimble fish of the islands, but Rosalind never makes fun of her. Rosaline's family are all so kind and lovely that Masako feels like she's part of it. Today, Masako trembles because she will ask to join the family officially. Today, Masako will tell Rosalind that she alone has her heart. When Masako reaches Rosalind's house, the stomach turns. Rosalind's family is outside with all their belongings, and the door to their home bears the Heavensong seal, marking it as confiscated property of the Empire. Masako saves her confession for another day, and instead makes a promise that she will do whatever is necessary to protect Rosalind, her family, her islands. The next morning, Masako was missing from her regiment's roll call. Also missing, 70 sets of Heavensong helmets, masks, and polearms. They did look very similar, to be fair. They did look similar to Heavensong's thing, but of course they do. They're gonna have to steal stuff from somewhere. I like that. That's cute. Okay, Battle Boar. On their way to the beach, Kojo and his boar companion Nana pass a couple of Heavensong sailors nailing a flyer to a wall. Wanted, the flyer says. Dread Captain Firebird, dead or alive. Koji can barely stop himself from giggling at how the artist has drawn this Dread Captain. A body made of smoke, her face, a skull, her hair, flames, classic pirate look. The two tailors turn around and demand to know what he's doing. Koji stares blankly and cocks his head to one side like a child, pretending he doesn't understand. The Navy makes strange mistakes when they think he was stupid. On the beach, it takes Nana only a few minutes to find what they're looking for. The little boar barks happily, begins scratching at the sand. Koji helps him dig up a small wooden box filled with treats. Truffles for Nana and a note inside a glass bottle for Koji's friends in the governor's mansion. Kojo scans the note, memorizes it, and then feeds that too to Nana. Nana looks up at his friend with a pleading face, apparently hungry still. What? You want to lick the box? I love that this is all like individual tales for how and why people joined the pirates in the first place, or what they do within the pirates. It's very cool. The Tale of Tamara. Today, Baraki Island was seized for imperial economic development, which everyone knew meant either a resort or a saffron plantation. Because Tamara would not leave peacefully, they took her by wagon. She'd felt brave in the moment, but in the back of the Heavensong wagon, dread overcomes her. No one knew where colonial prisons or what colonial prisons were like. People rarely ever came back. The wagon driver's voice interrupts Tamara's thought spiral. When we stop, take my seat, he says. Don't worry about steering, the donkey knows the way. Suddenly the wagon veers off the road, the carriage bounces, threatens to tip over, but they come to a safe stop at the edge of a small forest where, sure enough, a donkey is tied to a tree, draped in black cloth. The driver cuts Tamara loose from her bindings, unties the donkey and exchanges it with his horse. He rips the Heavensong banners from the wagon and replaces it with the donkey's cloth. Finally, he mounts his horse and prepares to leave. Tamara notices that he's forgotten a small pouch of gold in the driver's seat. Why are you doing this, Tamara asks. The driver says nothing. He bows his head to her and speeds away on the horse. Tamara isn't sure what's going on, but she will absolutely spend all of this man's gold. Honestly, fair. Very fair. I like that though. Evidently they've got some inside jobs. Or it is an inside job, you know what I mean, shut up. Tale of Bill. But hang on, we know Bill. Bill's an odd fellow. All of Tealbeard's crew are, really. They joke and laugh as if they've not just made enemies of the two most powerful nations in Orania. They put their lives at risk for people they didn't know about till yesterday. Ain't no honour among thieves, Bill told me recently, but there's solidarity amongst subjugated classes of people against the tyranny of an oppressive colonial force. Yeah, the outlaws would find a kindred spirit in the pirates, I suppose. It does make sense. He's offered me some reading material from an Iranian philosopher who has loads of good ideas, mate. I haven't the time to read it, but the thought was nice. Who the hell's cataloguing these tales? That's what I want to know. The Storm's Dagger. That's an interesting one. After the sermon, a child lingers in the pews. The priest knows this child is embarrassed to ask for food or money, so he leaves to sit out on the temple steps. There are but 2 copper pieces in the donation plate today. The priest hopes the child takes both. The sun sets. A breeze brushes the priest's face. The child dashes out of the temple and nearly runs headfirst into 3 skull-faced men walking up the temple steps. The child whispers a flustered apology before bounding down the hill. The priest knows what these men want. He has denied them several times. When they ask of him to cast the Storm's Dagger against Heavensong's pilots, the priests are meant for healing, not cutting others down. Yet as the days wear on, the less he feels that our kind deeds alone can cure the islands of their ills. Tonight he will agree to the men's request. After all, surgery is healing too. It's an interesting take. Quite literally, the the priests are the priest lore is I'm a healer, yes, but sometimes the only way to save a life is to take one. I love it. I love it. The tale of Zaya. The movement grows. Zaya thanks the farmer for lending these beasts to the cause. It can't be easy for him with the harvest approaching and Heavensong expecting their tax. Before she can pay the farmer, he hands her a bundle of cloths with holes cut out for eyes. Thank you, uncle, but we've already got masks. Not for you, for them. She looks to the donkeys and back to the farmer, confused. Ain't their first ruckus, you know? Out of the corner of her eye, Sarah as she sees a donkey wink at her and grin. The donkeys are up to something. I love it. I love it. Ballista, the tale of Samir. Dawn was breaking and the ship's cabin smelled of ash. I wish we had noodles, Samir thought as he calmly stepped over the bodies and broken bits of the ship. He unlocked the ship's armoury, retrieved a few ballista bolts, and brushed off the slime residue before carrying them up to the deck. As the Heavensong dragon soared overhead, Samir realised he'd forgotten to check out the ballista from the ship's library. Captain's new rules. Luckily, it was a Thursday. Samir figured he could get more accuracy on the bolt if they had better rapport, so he rocked it in his arms and told it how much he loved being its dad. Okay. These people may not be the most sane people in the world. The bolt let out a terrifying human scream that woke Samir from his slumber. Now the only damage to the ship was the ballista bolt he'd just shot through the mainsail. Oops. From the upper deck, the captain groans. Sleepwalking again? That's why he gets relegated to the ground ballista. That's funny as hell. Okay, that's funny. The tale of three. Ready, steady, fire! The three soldiers watched breathless as the payload went soaring over the navymen's heads and into the side of the Imperial auction house. They were a unit, they were crew, they were family. They moved as one and their speed and accuracy was to be feared by all. Because yeah, it is three people that operate the trebuchets, that makes sense. Crossbones. The tale of Doug. Mommy, what did you make me for? The oracle gave this some thought and answered, your face to scare the colonists, your body to protect the islanders, your hands to strike down all in your way. What about after everyone's free? After that? Whatever makes you happy, darling. Doug's gaze wandered to the bottles of strange liquids scattered around the oracle's workshop. He remembers when he was only a skull on a shelf here, watching in awe as his mother dipped hair-tipped wands into the bottles and used them to turn blank canvas into magical blurs of colour and light. I think I want to paint like Mommy. The oracle smiles. Then I will need to make you gentler hands. Oh, that's so cute. I like that. Ah, we don't get the lore of the penny pincher yet. I wonder why. That's probably Izumi's lore, actually. Yeah, makes sense. Tale of a Wilkie. A shooting range. A dozen men crowd around the youngest, teaching all they know. You have to trust the bird. Believe in the bird. She's got better eyesight. Yours will just get in the way. The new recruit is horrified. So you gouge out your own eyes? What? Of course not. These are blindfolds, not eye patches. All the musketeers laugh and remove their covering, revealing eyes that are perfectly intact. All except Wilkie. I didn't notice it, but yeah, they do all wear eye patches. I wonder if it's got one on the other side, so they literally shoot by the bird. So nobody else went through with it? Oops. That's pretty funny. Crewman, don't get that yet. Balloon. Tell now, they were all given a job. Waste as much of the Empire's gold as you can. None took the assignment so literally as Naron's balloon brigade. Oh. I didn't notice it, but the balloon's ballast is coin packs. That's funny. Ostrich. The tale of Jabby. Jabby smiles calmly at the soldiers approaching his ostrich farm. That time of year already? Founder's Day is nigh, so the search for the egg of the Emperor has begun. Why an ostrich egg though? Asked the younger soldier. Have you seen them? Big as your whole hand. Nothing less for the Emperor's. It is said the Emperor's egg can grant any wish, but it's tradition for the Heavensong Emperor to sacrifice their selfish desires to wish instead for the continued prosperity of the Saffron Isles. How fortunate the wish costs only a few weeks' wages for the ostrich farmers and the others who facilitate the day's celebrations. Yeah, that sounds about right. Jabby leads the men to his front porch where sits this month's haul, a single wooden crate. That's all, says the older sculptor. Don't be selfish. The girls just ain't laying a thing these days. Sorry to disappoint. Truth be told, Jabby sold the last of his birds just the other day to a woman in a red bandana. The sale had but one condition: tell no one. The woman smiled and raised a finger to her lips. Her skull necklace beamed in the light of the sun like a jeweled egg. Yeah, I wonder who they got sold to. Siren. Another successful raid. The crew of the Wet Bottom, Wet Bottom were celebrating on deck, laughing and singing songs into the misty night, until at the end of one song they heard a faint voice continuing the verse. The voice leapt higher and higher, louder and louder, until the crew was certain it was neither human nor mermish. Suddenly a rush of wind fell upon the deck, sending cold air down the sailors' spines. Before them stood a very tall woman with enormous wings. After a terror-filled silence, the woman spoke. Well, this is a bit awkward, isn't it? Her voice rang clearly in the sailors' ears, yet her mouth was still. Okay, sirens don't have mouths and are psychic, that's cool. Sailors are always crashing the ship searching for me. I thought I'd spare you the trouble. Your voice is beautiful, someone stammered. Mine? I was thinking the same of yours. Ah, the good ending of Sirens, that's funny. Muse, the tale of Yendi. Magic is forbidden in Heaven Song, therefore magic is forbidden in the Saffron Isles, at least, in theory. The Emperor typically doesn't waste his time interfering with old folk magic as long as it's kept behind doors. That's why Yendi was surprised to see dozens of Heaven Song navymen heading straight for her artist retreat. So this is the tale of the Oracle. They tore through canvases, confiscated enchanted paintbrushes, destroyed the haunted kilns, and took Yendi away in chains. Months later, as Yendi faced the gallows, a breeze touched her face. She closed her eyes a moment to savour the wind's kiss. When she opened them, the executioner was staring pale-faced at the sky. Above, hundreds of hooded figures were swarming, uttering curses in a language no one remembered. Yendi's disciples, her muses, had come to her rescue, and the wind began to roar. Oh, that's cute. Sky Child, that's a very adorable name for a big fuck-off dragon. The tale of Sanka. The Sky's children had not been seen in ages. People began to wonder if the Sky's mother had forsaken the islands and called her children home for good. But Sanka still believed, if he could but find a Sky Child, surely it would help them all. And so Sanka packed 2 sacks, this is a long lore log by the way, one with food and supplies, the other with offerings for the Sky Children, and set off for a journey to climb the peaks of Stone Reach Island. On the first day, in scorching heat, Sanka wished for a breeze. A gust of wind blew away his hat, and he had to bear the full might of the sun's fury. On the third day, his skin burnt and peeling, he wished for rain. A midnight flood took his sack of food and carried it into the sea. On the 6th day, his third without food, the Sanka was tempted to eat from the sack of offerings, but stopped himself. How could he face his family and tell them their futures were worth so little to him? On the 9th day, he reached the summit in an indescribable amount of pain. He stood in the shadow of something tall, cold and beautiful. He met its gaze, and his face wrenched itself into a teary smile. A Sky Child! With its power, the islands could be free. Sanka took a step forward and the will grew to doom. Oh, he was so hungry. Sanka awoke under a blanket of palm leaves with the Sky's Child watching over him. The beast beheld Sanka's starving frame and nudged the offering sack towards his hand. But I don't deserve it. Are you sure? As if in answer, the beast set down its head near Sanka's aching legs and began to fall asleep. So, whether the Sky Child is just a dragon by another name, they're just as much big dogs as the Cherry Stone dragons are, which is very funny. Barge, the tale of Zidane. Far, far away from Orania and the Saffron Isles, a ship with black sails makes port. An official-looking woman, the ship's treasurer, or the city's treasurer, glances at the ship and motions for Zidane and his crew to unload their cargo, dozens of chests full of Heaven Song Empire's coin. There is no way to know if this country will keep their word, supporting the islands after Liberation Day, but Zidane has to believe. He watches the last of the gold bounces into the treacherous wagons to be melted and reminted in another leader's image. Zidane hopes there will be some gold left for the islanders when everything's through. It's a reasonable take. You know, you can't trust that just because they're on your side, allegedly, that they will actually stay on your side. Makes sense. The Riverboat, the tale of Nupri, number 1. Essay excerpt from Nupri of the Kappa clan. It is true that some in the Kappa clan have true devotion to Heaven Song, but some of us refuse to forget what happened 300 years ago. Do you think the Heaven Song dynasty allowed the Kappa to keep our homes in Lake Talon out of kindness or respect? The old king would have taken the whole lake for himself had we not fought and died and wasted so much of his gold. And does no one remember what happened to the poor Tengu clan? The very same that's happening right now to the islands of Saffron. I have made contact with a group of islanders who share the Kappa's fighting spirit. I would not wish the ire of Heaven Song on my worst enemy, but if the islanders are already taking up the fight, I wish to help them. Ah, that's good. I suppose you don't really think about it, but yeah, imperial empires are not normally done through particularly, how do we say, peaceful means. Kara and Pelipalu? Okay, Pelipalu. For more than 100 years, we of the Saffron Isles have not been allowed to speak our own language, keep our own customs. The merfolk are the only ones who remember who we used to be. When I'm certain my diving helmet is on tight, I nod to Pelipul. He takes my hand and together we plunge into the cool water. The deeper we go, the harder it is to see until I see nothing at all. I almost panic, but then I feel us rising once more, and we break surface in a dark underwater grotto. Pelipul shouts into the dark and the grotto's crystal walls light up in response. I gasp. There is a trading village down here, long abandoned but glittering still. Some of the structures and decorations are clearly Mermish, but there is another style too. I do not recognise it with my eyes, but when I see it, my heart cries out in love and agony. It's beautiful. Man, it's really kind of depressing. You're like, oh yeah, vive la revolution, and then you realise that the reason they're revolting is because it's been 100 years since they've been allowed to be themselves. Yeah. And then this is the second tale. As we explore the ruins of the underwater trading village, we hear splashing in the water where we entered. Someone else is down here. I have been with the liberation movement so long, my mind immediately turns to Heavensong. Could they have followed us? Weaponless, I look around for options. Pelipulu readies his trident. More splashing. Are we being ambushed? How many are there? I soon get my answer. 8. 3 adult spine turtles and 5 children. The adults are fierce when they want to be, but they seem to understand we mean them no harm. A thought occurs to me. Pelipulu, I say, have you ever tried riding one of these? Of course, that would be your only justifiable response. Tale of the Croak. We haven't seen frogs in this campaign yet, but you know we're going to. Azumi thought her life was over as she stared down the barrel of an eagle-eyed rifle, but she would sooner die than give up her comrades now. She braced for the end. Before the shot rang into the night, Azumi felt a tight squeeze around her torso, and suddenly she was being yanked away. When she landed on solid ground, Azumi was face to face with one of the saffron pickers from the mainland. Not one of the new machines, a real live frog. Okay, well that's funny. You saved me! The frog bowed its head and turned to leave. Before it could hop away, Azumi called after it. We could give you work if you're looking for any. The frog looked at her, cocked its head and smiled as he answered, Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Okay, 1 croak for yes, 2 for no. Yeah, it's the slight downside of conversing with a frog. The tale of Odney. Mid-morning at the port, Odney sits in front of his shack, watching ships come and go. Suddenly, a tall Heavensong officer approaches him. Odney, is that you? Odney nods, tenses, prepares himself for trouble. I'm Kato. You won't remember me, but when I was young, you took my family on a safari to hunt leaping fish. Huh? That trip changed my life. It's even why I joined the Navy. Odney winces. Yeah, swing and a miss on that one. Do you still do safari? Not today. Lent my boat to some kin a while ago. Pity, I'd take you out on mine, but we're stuck in port for repairs. Ran into pirates last night. Kato motions out to port, where his group of sailors have just pulled a large harpoon from the ship's helm. It must have just missed the helmsman. Odney whistles. Where did his nephews learn to shoot like that? That's kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. The tale of Nurupu 2. Oh, there you go. Captain's log. Nurupu of the Capitine. This ship will be my grave, and yet I'd go gladly, having given my life to protect others. To Yupu, I'm only strong now because of Big Brother. Thank you for everything. I go to pierce the sky. To Pirika, I'm an idiot for not taking you to the Moon Festival last year. Maybe next time. To Little Nochu, the... Oh man. It was literally written in his last moments. That's depressing. And then yeah, I know what this unit is. This is the only unit we've yet to see, so I'm not going to click and show you what it is. But I know what it is. And if you've seen the marketing for Wargroove 2, you might as well. Anyway, the good news is... Oh, sugar. The good news is we won't have to... we won't have to have very long lore reading segments again because I've already done it. So, yay for that. But, yeah. I really enjoyed the lore. You know, it's nice to see the pirates are actually, much like the outlaws, fighting for a good cause. It's good, you know, it's nice. It's good to see. It makes a lot of sense, really. We saw Heavensong as our allies in the last game because they are Cherrystone's allies. But it's also important to remember that they're an imperial empire who no doubt have taken many places by force, and obviously the locals aren't gonna you know, aren't gonna take that very lightly. I mean, you know, as a Briton myself, I am somewhat familiar with the concept of locals rebelling against an empire. That was such a bad joke. But it does make a lot of sense, and what I like the idea of is that we're only seeing this now. We're getting this new perspective on Heavensong, and I think if I'd done this campaign earlier, it would have made more sense, and we'd understand more why Heavensong are being framed as the bad people. Because in some respects, they really are bad people. So it does make a lot of sense, at least to me. Anyway, we're back. Hopefully, I won't have another over a week-long gap in episodes. You know, remains to be seen. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Take care and have a good one.